setting up to be a 2-on-1. Here they come, but wait a minute. Scottie Wrenn's got his arm in a sling, and he's being stopped by the commissioner.
I have no clue as usual. Let's listen up.
You cannot wrestle.
Scottie, Commissioner, Scottie Wrenn can't wrestle. You've not been released. You tell me I can't wrestle? What?
What the hell?
Well, wait a minute now. Scottie Wrenn's not being allowed, but it looks like, well, there's Shane Austin Young right there, and JC Dazz is in, and wait a minute, they're locking up the door, and it is a 2-on-1, but it's a different 2-on-1 than we had planned.
Here we go. JC Dazz ducks the clothesline, ducks it one more time. Big double drop kick on Shane Austin and David Young.
Well, it looks like his leg has recovered just a bit here because he's not holding back a little bit.
Man, we got all hell breaking loose here in this cage match. So Commissioner Marcus Wayne come out and said that Scottie Wrenn was not able to wrestle. This guy was in a car wreck a couple of days ago, and so I guess JC Dazz is going to do it all by himself. 2-on-1.
And people have been wondering, where's Al Getz? Well, Al Getz is right here, but he's not happy even a little bit because he's only got one guy in the ring. He's got another guy outside. That lock is on the door. Scottie Wrenn can't get in at all unless he goes over the top, and he's got a wounded wing. He's not going to be able to do that.
I don't understand what's going on. We got Shane Austin in a black mask over here. I mean, who cannot tell that with the blonde hair? And we got David Young and JC Dazz. JC Dazz for the cover. We got a 2 count, and Dazz is all by himself.
Well, and Young, obviously, last time we saw him on TV, he had a brace on. He was hobbling around as if he was hurt on crutches. In fact, nearly, and through a crutch, nearly hurt somebody in the crowd. That's when he was kicked out of the company, or so I thought.
Let's go back in time and remember that the Sex Pistols stole the NCW titles from the Boogaloo crew, and they have been carrying them. They are the current NWA Georgia Tag Team Champions. JC Dazz is fighting for his life here on a 2-on-1 situation as Shane Austin goes for the ride. Make that Shane Young with a high backdrop.
Well, I was convinced at some point I was going to have to strip the Sex Pistols of the belt because of Shane Austin's combined injury and his problems with the various promotions, but it looks like the Sex Pistols are around and still active. And remember, they've put that Sex Pistol name up on the line, have said they will not wrestle as the Sex Pistols again.
And can you imagine the frustration Scottie Wrenn's feeling as he's out here watching his partner take a beating by 2 men? And it hasn't started yet, but how long can he go against 2 guys known as the Sex Pistols?
Well, you know, if you didn't know otherwise, you'd almost assume this was some kind of setup, but you just, you know.
Well, we know that.
Well, this is something that I would have thought if, you know, if oh.
Man, what a spine buster. And here it goes.
I mean, Scottie Wrenn has been upset over and over at Al Getz and Al Getz not being around. But Al Getz seems to be the most upset person here.
What the hell?
Wait a minute.
What the hell?
Oh,
that's Rick Michaels.
That's real funny. That's real funny. Rick Michaels, who's already lost an earlier match. It was never Shane Austin Young. It was always Rick Michaels.
Rick Michaels and Scottie Wrenn have been feuding for at least a year and a half up to a cage match that settled it all. And apparently Rick Michaels is coming back for more vengeance. Big sidewalk slam.
Well, this is totally unfair right now. These people came in, they were prepped for one match, and now they've had another one handed to them. I guess I'm now seeing why they were so willing to give up the Sex Pistols name. We don't have Sex Pistols in here. We got 2 guys with bad attitudes. That's all I see.
And I mean very bad attitudes. Here we go. Off the far rope goes David Young. He flips over the backside into the neck breaker. And this guy right here is a 100% pro wrestler.
Well, yeah, the attitude may stink, but the professionalism is there. David Young hits moves crisper than most people in the business.
And I don't understand the situation. You know, Shane Austin was fired, and that goes without saying, so apparently he's gone. But Rick Michaels, I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Well, it's almost like this has been planned for a while. I mean, it was rumored to me that Shane Austin Young was legitimately hurt. Maybe this whole thing was set up by Rick Michaels from the get-go.
Well, we got Scottie Wrenn out here with that injured arm. He had to separate his shoulder in a car wreck, and that is legit as far as I know. Scottie Wrenn is just itching to get in there. Dazz up top. He dropped him down in a clothesline.
Clothesline took him all the way over. A lot of impact on that from the top, but this kid's getting tired. You can tell right now. He's going a wall of fire, but he's going to have to slow down at some point. He's going all the way to the top. Shades of Jimmy Superfly Snuka right here.
And I mean all the way up top. On top of this steel cage, he's hitting us. the ceiling off of the helmet. Nobody home.
Well, and more shades of Cactus Jack, because that's what happened when he tried a similar move.
My God, he fell 15 feet.
At least.
I don't understand what's going on in Rick Michaels' head, but at the same time, Scottie Wrenn is just pissed off, needless to say, that he's not in there helping his partner. I don't have a key. He's yelling at me to give him the key. I don't have it. The head of security's got it.
Well, and it was a doctor's order that forbid this. The commissioner's only doing what he has to do in this point. We don't have much influence in this situation, unfortunately. If the doctor won't clear wrestlers to wrestle, there's not much we can do about it under the licensing.
Al Getz, what controversy's been around this guy, Bill, as Al Getz had no-showed a couple of shows, said he had a flat tire and a couple of other problems, then answered the phone call that everybody knew about and just walked away from the Boogaloo crew. But he's here cheering on JC Dazz, so obviously he's 100% behind the Boogaloo crew.
Well, the only thing you can fault Al Getz on is that he keeps himself too busy and in too many places. His biggest fault is that he hasn't focused in any one area for any length of time. And maybe that's been the only problem here from the beginning. It wasn't that he was disinterested, it was that he was preoccupied with other matters.
Right Night 99 living up to everything we thought it would be and more, as Jeff G. Bailey has scammed us all and made the match between Ruckus and K. Crush not happen, and that's a disappointment.
Oh, Rick Michaels is so proud of himself, standing up on the cage. David Young brings him up, standing suplex and a beauty.
Rick Michaels up top, giving David Young the okay. David Young, a 10-year veteran, and his younger brother is gone from NCW.
Well, one loose cannon replaced by another loose cannon.
Big splash.
Right into the midsection on that one. This could be it for this kid, right? No, Rick Michaels not even willing to pin him right now. Just wants to humiliate this.
This is sickening, Bill. It really is. Rick Michaels all over JC Dazz, and Dazz is in serious trouble.
This guy's fighting his heart out, and these well, they're not Sex Pistols. I don't know what to call them.
And Scottie Wrenn's over here yelling at Marcus Wayne as Rick Michaels out that top rope with a leg drop and nobody home.
Good. Good, he got out of the way. Now the kid just has to suck it up, get up. He's got nobody to tag. He's just got to keep going.
And he's so used to making that tag to the veteran known as Scottie Wrenn. JC Dazz back up to the vertical base, trying to cut David Young off, and he's fighting with all his might, but sooner or later he's going to run out of gas, Bill.
Yeah, there's going to be no hot tag here in this match. He's just going to have to go until he can't. And if he's lucky, maybe he can get one of these guys for a quick 1, 2, 3 and get the belts back where they belong. Nice shot there.
Spinning heel kick. Caught him flush on the jaw as Al Getz and Scottie Wrenn looks on at their fallen partner named JC Dazz. And Dazz, one of the greatest athletes in this sport, but nobody can take on two.
Atomic drop into a front. Drop there, but he brought him down, brought Rick Michaels' head down on that, was able to reverse it in midair.
Hit him with the face buster as JC Dazz is coming back with that second or third wind. And here comes David Young up top.
And David Young misses from the top. That was a big mistake right there. The one advantage that JC has on this thing is Rick Michaels has wrestled once before. He's got to be tired in there.
Well, you know, Rick Michaels has had a cage match one time before with that man, Scottie Wrenn.
Oh, he just took his knee out. That's that hurt leg right there. I was wondering when somebody would go after the leg.
My God, there's so many issues, Bill. I had totally forgot about that. JC Dazz is not even 100%. He's like 80% with a busted up knee that happened at the NCW arena. So there's so many issues here, you just can't cover them all.
Well, I've got to assume he's wearing a small support brace underneath those pants. It's tough to tell. I'd hope that he is at least. But,
into the steel.
But these kids sometimes just don't take proper precautions, and this could come back to haunt him. Look at him, he's limping in the ring right now, and he only had one shot go on it.
Well, you know how it is when you're 22 years old or even younger in some cases in NCW. You just have no fear, and you think that body's going to last forever, but sooner or later you're going to turn 40, and it's going to be a sad day when some of these guys do.
It really is.
Into the steel goes David Young.
There, Rick Michaels has noticed it. Trying to get David Young back up David Young's a little groggy right now.
And what about Rick Michaels? He fooled everybody with this Shane Young gimmick. Comes out here in the motorcycle boots and the blonde hair and the mask. He fooled me and you for sure.
Brought him straight down. Rick Michaels is going in for the cover one.
Yeah, he got it.
And there's the pin right there.
JC Dazz has been beat by both members of the new Sex Pistols right here. I tell you, you're talking about a disgusting situation. Come on, Scottie, do something about it. Get them out of here.
So Scottie Wrenn is in the ring, and they're just getting, well, that's odd. They're just leaving.
Well, they're leaving because the damage is done. They've done their duty. They've beat him 1, 2, 3, and they're proud of this, Bill. A 2-on-1
well,
here
yeah.
at Fright Night 99.
I guess with even one wing, they're scared of this guy holding the chair like he is. This is not a happy Boogaloo crew team. JC Dazz fought his heart out.
Look at Al. Look at Al. Al had that chair and was going to deck JC Dazz. Bill, this lowlife was fixing to turn on Dazz. I seen it.
Well, you know, I wasn't watching.
No, what the hell?
Oh, my God.
What the hell?
What is...
Scottie Wrenn just turned on his partner, JC Dazz, with that steel chair, Bill.
This is all starting to make sense right now. Who was the one that complained the most about Al Getz being gone? Who was the one that tried to... Oh, this is all making too much sense right now.
My God, look at the dent in that chair.
Obviously, there's been jealousy brewing in this team for ages.
He is busted wide open. He's going to follow it up with another one.
Oh, no, this is just ridiculous.
Scottie Wrenn is a low-life piece of...
The setup. Look at it. He didn't need that sling. There was no car. Oh, now he's just... Oh.
This is ridiculous, Bill. We need some help from the back. This has gone too far.
It's always whatever Al wants, Al gets, and it appears Al's getting everything he wants here. Scottie Wrenn has... Scottie Wrenn and Al Getz set this thing up for weeks.
Look at him. You're talking about the sadistic human being, Al Getz and Scottie Wrenn.
And JC Dazz can't even stand up, the poor kid. I mean, this is just ridiculous. It now looks like this whole thing was a conspiracy. Started with the Sex Pistols. You bring in Rick Michaels, Al Getz, Scottie Wrenn. And where's JC Dazz in all of this? He's no longer the tag team champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot believe my eyes as Scottie Wrenn has turned on his lifelong friend known as JC Dazz. And I tell you, the man behind it is that low-life piece of garbage, Al Getz.
Well, we really do need some help out here. We need some help from the back. This kid's been in this thing too long.
This is absolutely out of control. And you know, Bill, the thing against me is Scottie Wrenn was the one always complaining that Al Getz wasn't there, and it was all a setup the whole time.
Well, finally, security is finally going in and seeing if they can't get this thing broken up. These guys better, all right,
Thank God, Rodeo, head of security, is pulling these guys apart.
Okay, now, go ahead. They better not go off on security, or this would become a much, much bigger problem here.
Well, we have police standing by in the parking lot if necessary, but I believe our in-house security can handle this situation. Scottie Wrenn's a big individual, but I tell you, better yet, JC Dazz is in a world of trouble.
Look at Al Getz. Al Getz is going crazy over there. As far as I'm concerned, Al Getz should be suspended.
Man, Al Getz has lost it. And I've known this guy for 4 or 5 years, and he was always a lowlife as far as I'm concerned. But look at his face. This guy is sadistic.
I told you when we first...
Look at this.
I told you when the NWA came into this thing, I told you that I didn't believe Al Getz managing the Boogaloo crew. Something didn't make sense on that from the beginning, and I told you it didn't.
And Bill, you called it from the start. You said you did not trust him, and you know what? I fell for a hook, line, and sinker because, like I said, I've known this guy a while, and I thought he had changed, but no, he's still a lowlife just like always.
Well, Scottie Wrenn's real proud of himself. Yeah, what injury.
JC Dazz has had all he's going to take. And when this feud starts or goes down, it's absolutely going to blow his building apart.